Hey guys, it's Christy, and today I'm going to give you another list of 10 books that the book community made me read. So I may have borrowed them from the library, I may have bought them. Either way, I have read these books. I believe, yeah, this is the second installment of this. So here comes my next 10 books that you guys made me read. The first one is Scythe. This one I read mainly because my friend Danielle read it and she was raving about it. And this is by Neal Shusterman, by the way, and I do really love his writing. I knew I liked the author, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up. I believe I was on vacation and I saw a copy, I think at Books A Million, and it was really inexpensive, and I said, hey, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. Absolutely loved it. I'm almost done with Thunderhead now, which is the second book in the series, and thank you, Danielle. I'm so glad that you made me pick that one up. The next one is Caraval. I really like books that take place in the circus or, you know, some sort of atmosphere like that, and I was in need of another circus book because I hadn't read one in a while. So when this one popped up in the book atmosphere, I said, I need to read that one, 100%. So there was a lot of hype surrounding it. I read it, I loved it, and I still have an arc of Legendary sitting on my shelf that I need to read. I really need to get to that. So that is the second book. The third one is Female of the Species. I heard a lot about this from a bunch of booktubers, actually. Brittany, I know, was one of them that read it. I feel like Books and Lala read it. I'm not sure who else read it, but they were saying that this was a great book with like very feminist characters. This book absolutely blew me away. So if you haven't read it, consider this me making you read it right now. So go and read this book. It was awesome. The next book is You. I was watching, oh my gosh, why can I never remember the booktubers that I'm watching that make me read these books? So I was watching a booktuber who read this one and said it was so great, and they just kept describing it as like in the way it's written, like, I'm watching you do this, like you're doing this, you're going into a store, I see you in a bookstore, you want to be noticed, like, and I was hooked. I said, absolutely, I need to read this book. This sounds like an amazing thriller. Then I found out that it was going to be a TV show, so I was like, no way that that is the same book that I have just put on my TBR. But then I did some research and it was, so I flew through that one. And yes, I watched or am watching the series. I think there's one more episode left. Oh my god, such a good show, such a good book. I absolutely recommend you read that one if you are into that type of book. The next one is Sadie. I think everyone around here has heard about Sadie lately. It is kind of written in a podcast type way, along with like, oh my god, I don't want to give anything away, so I'm not going to. But Sadie was a great book and I highly recommend that one as well. Obviously I'm going to recommend all of these because you guys made me read them and I really love them. So the next one is Strange the Dreamer. I read the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy and I loved it. She just writes so lyrically, beautifully, like everything. And I bought a copy of this when it was on a Kindle deal and I just had it like sitting there, and then all of a sudden like Muse of Nightmares is coming out, so I said, oh, you know what, like I really need to read Strange the Dreamer. Everybody's doing their rereads and they're loving it even more the second time around. So I read it. I've already read it actually with one of my friends, and I know that we both absolutely loved it. I'm pretty sure she hasn't read Muse of Nightmares yet. I didn't read it yet because I didn't buy it yet, but I definitely see myself reading that in the very near future because Strange the Dreamer was just like, wow. And the ending, oh wow, that was just, Lainey just like rips your heart out because you have to wait for the second book, even though I don't have to wait, but I kind of do because I don't have it. So yes, the next one is Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. I mean, is there really anything that I need to say about this? I think everybody's heard of it. A lot of hype surrounding it. There's a movie, which no, I have not read yet, but I thought the book was so absolutely adorable. I really enjoyed it and I plan on watching the movie very soon. The next one is City of Ghosts. I hadn't read a Victoria Schwab book, and I have a couple of them on my Kindle, but I was like, I think I'm gonna jump in with her like first middle grade book, just like get a little feeling of her writing style. And wow, she is an amazing author. She is, I mean, I've only read one book, but by her, and just like the setting and everything, I just felt like I was there and I was in it, which is an amazing way to write a middle grade book, because I mean, you really need to get the children's and the kids and the adults and everybody wanting to like stay into this little plot based here. Oh my god, it was amazing. It was good. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And the next one is To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy. I read The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then I want to read more by her, so I read To All the Boys I Loved Before, there you go. And I never continued on with the series, but once I heard it was becoming a movie, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna like jump in, I'm gonna read the whole trilogy. I read it, I loved it. I found them at Books A Million for like buy two get one free, so it was like $3 for the price of two. I mean, could you not pass that up? Because like I couldn't. And the last one that book community made me read is Before I Let Go. I'm not going to try to pronounce the author's name, but this is the same author that wrote This Is Where It All Ends, or This Is Where It Ends. I think it's This Is Where It Ends. And man, I loved that book so much that when I heard a new book was coming out by the same author, I was like, oh, I really need to read that. But then I just kind of like put it on the back burner. And then once it did come out, I heard so much fuss about it that I just had to get in on that. So yeah, thanks guys for making me read those 10 books. I absolutely love them, and I hope if you haven't read them that you decide to give them a go. I'll see you soon.